All right, greetings from Northern California and Nevada Presbytery. And my name is Troy Onsager. I'm the pastor of Escalon Presbyterian Church. Introduce some of my friends who are pastors in the presbytery as well. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, my name is Jason, and I'm the associate pastor at Sierra Vista Presbyterian Church.
Jeff Ogden, and I'm the pastor at Incline Village, the Village Church in Nevada.
I'd like to welcome as our guest today Dr. Jim Edwards, my professor in college and frequent speaker at our pastors' conferences. Glad to have you on our call, Jim.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Well, we want to start with just some little history of what we've been trying to do is to get a group of churches together to go on a trip. And Jason is the one who started this ball rolling. Go ahead and tell us a little bit history about that project, Jason, and then why we've had to change course right now.
Yeah, thanks, Troy. Well, if you've ever been to the land of Israel, you know how powerful and amazing of an experience it is to step into the land of the Bible. And so, as we were all talking about what we wanted to do and accomplish, we were realizing that we wanted to take that next step, which was to go into the sites and locations where the early church was first born and established, to follow in the footsteps of the Apostle Paul and the Apostle Peter and the other early Christians that were taking the gospel across Turkey and across the Mediterranean, and to walk in their footsteps and to see and do what they saw. For me personally, I'm excited about visiting Ephesus. It's a place that I've always wanted to go. And I'm also excited about going to the Temple of Artemis and seeing that. It's going to be great to have Jim as our guide through all of this. I believe that with his experience, we're going to go into an immersive and amazing study tour that he has for us. And so with that in mind, I think what I'm going to do is pass it off to him, and he could tell us how it is or why it is that he started taking groups into Turkey.
I'm a New Testament scholar, and so actually Turkey is more important for New Testament sites in some ways than Israel is. But it's also, and I think that Jason mentioned this, it leads you into the history of the church because so much of Western Christian history, Eastern as well, but especially Western Christian history comes from Turkey. And it's a wonderful place to travel. But Turkey has a wonderful ethos. The Turks have a wonderful ethos of hospitality to strangers. There's a lot of countries in the world that don't have that ethos. Turkey does. And I think I can guarantee that within 24 hours there, you would be very, very aware of that. They serve great food. And so is Turkish hospitality because they have this wonderful attitude towards strangers. And another thing that is just great from a tourist perspective is that the country is a beautiful, beautiful country. It's a big country. It's the size of the state of Montana, almost exactly. And it has just so many things. It has spectacular coastlines on the Adriatic and then on the Mediterranean to the south, just beautiful coastlines. It's got mountains, Mount Ararat, 17,000 feet, it's mentioned in the book of Genesis, is in Turkey. Huge mountains. You'll see snow-covered mountains there. And it's got unique rock formations in Cappadocia that Tufa, they dug many caves out of, cave churches. We'll go there. And of course, many, many sites. Not so many Old Testament sites, but as Jason mentioned, when you read the book of Acts, chapters 10 through 20, it's all set in modern day Turkey. So Turkey becomes the kind of birthplace of Christian missions. And it's from Turkey that the gospel moves to Europe. And from Europe, of course, it came to America. So we can trace our roots back to Turkey as well.
That's great. Tell us about your experience with this tour company, accommodations, their guides, the places they'll take us, the accessibility of these sites in terms of crowds. What's your experience been like?
We travel with EON Tours, The leader of it is a man named Aydin Aygun. I met him as a student at Gonzaga University when I taught in Spokane, Washington. He was doing his master's degree in Christian history there. And I have traveled with Aydin to Turkey, I think, 12 times. And he is one of the more remarkably gifted people I've been around. And he knows a huge amount about Turkey, but he loves his country and he wants people to experience the very best of it.
Some favorite particular sites that you are drawn to when you take your teams?
There's a lot of different sites. When you go to Cappadocia, you're looking in these caves that have been dug into these hillsides. Cappadocia is like the Badlands of South Dakota, or the Garden of Gods here in Colorado, where I live. It's a very soft tufa, and the monks used to dig caves out of these and live there. In fact, one of the hotels that we will stay in is a cave hotel. Now, I know what you probably are thinking, that this is a place with cots and open fires. They're really not. I don't know what kind of hotels you stay in, but I think I can say it might be the very poshest place you've ever been in. At least they are for me. So look forward to it. They're genuine cave hotels, and we will stay in one in Cappadocia. So you've got that where you're walking in the Red Valley, the Silk Valley, the Green Valley, and visiting these places. It's pioneering, great walking, a lot of walking. You'll want to be in good shape. And then we go to other sites like Ephesus. The most populous site is the most uncovered site in Turkey. The Austrians have been digging there for more than 100 years, and so Ephesus is really a place to visit. But most of the other sites that we go to are not nearly as populated, and they're not nearly as uncovered. And so you have this experience when you go to these sites that you're really a pioneer. You're not just seeing what everybody else is seeing, you're actually seeing things that other people haven't seen. And I have discovered things in Turkey that haven't been discovered before. Not because I'm more brilliant than other people, but simply there have been so few people going to these sites.
So finally, anybody asking the question related to issues of safety and travel, what would you say?
Turkey is an immensely safe place to travel. I don't think it's a place that we would go to on your own. It's a place that you will go to on a tour like this and you will really experience it. And I think I can guarantee that after you've been there 12 hours, 24 hours at the most, the apprehension that you have now about going to Turkey, you will forget about. You will totally forget about it because of the hospitality of the people, because of the good food, because of the fellowship, the sights that you see. And throughout the tour, you won't think for a moment that you are in danger, because you won't be.
Jeff and Jason, you have any other questions that we might ask?
I would just say that we want to put out an invitation for you to join us. And it's going to be an amazing time. We have an amazing teacher who's joining us, who's got a tremendous knowledge and experience of having been there. And as he said, it's safe. And I'm learning that the hospitality is just going to be tremendous. And I'm with Jim. I love food. I love staying in interesting places. I was looking at the website for the hotel that's in the cave, and I'm all in. That looks super cool.
Literally.
I'm all about that. I might try to convince you guys to do the hot air balloon ride. I saw that. But there's just a lot of really cool things to do besides seeing the sites, but especially just diving into the biblical world of the early church in the book of Revelation and those sites. And for me, especially the chance to go to Ephesus is really exciting to me. So we'll hope that you'll join us. We'll hope that you'll ask questions, that you can reach out to each of us in our churches, and that we'll be able to build a good-sized group that will go with us. So this is kind of the first step, trying to invite you in, and we'll hope that you'll find it to be as exciting of a thought as we do.